So, Zeke, it was a very exciting SummerSlam that happened. A lot of twists and turns, surprising returns, and I think all in all, it was for one of the big four pay-per-views that PLEs that WWE has with like SummerSlam, WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, and Survivor Series. I think this one was the best one of the year so far. Given that the two nights, it had a lot of expectations, but I think it exceeded it with a lot of surprising moments. So, what was your most surprising moments of the PLE, and what did you think could have been done better, if anything?
Yeah, absolutely. For me, most surprising was definitely Brock Lesnar's return. I didn't see that coming.
No.
As far as that goes, just him coming out after, John Cena's and Cody Rhodes match was insane to me. He was the last person I would expect there, but at the same time, it does make sense when you look back. Like, it's always Brock Lesnar when he does come back. It's always to hurt John Cena and everything, pretty much. And so that was the most surprising thing. And then, what was the other question?
Did you think anything was not done well? Like, it was not a good booking decision, which you could have seen going another way?
Oh yeah. For me, I would have.
You don't have to fish if there was nothing that you.
I'm just. For me, it was I think about CM Punk and Gunther's match. Actually, it was a great match and everything, and again, Gunther was putting the beat down on him, and CM Punk got the win, and then Seth Rollins comes out and everything and cashes in on him, and again, it was a great reveal. It was cool and all that, but at the same time, I'll admit, I did feel oh my goodness, I knew it. Almost I kind of knew that that's what they were going to do. In a way, it wasn't that surprising to me that Seth Rollins did come out and take away CM Punk's moment. And it's that's what they've been pushing and harping on as far as that rivalry goes and all that. And I'm torn because, again, I love Jeff Hardy and everything. And so for me, I was ha, karma. That's what you get for what you did to Jeff Hardy. But then there's a part of me that's oh, really? CM Punk still got to suffer from Seth? I would have liked if, I don't know, we had CM Punk for, again, at least, that would have been a crazy Raw afterwards if,
He's the champion.
Yeah, he's the champion. Then Seth Rollins comes out and takes it away from him that time. But I get that they were trying to go for something right away and everything. But at the same time, I still was feeling was that really necessary? But I guess in a way it was, because it's they got Cody Rhodes to be champion again too. So it was yeah, we don't need to do another. If we're going to do a shock factor, yeah, let's do it for CM Punk, and then let's have Seth Rollins take it away. It just felt almost predictable to me.
Yeah, so why are you saying it was done for shock factor? I don't think a lot of people were shocked.
Well, it was predictable, but it was still a shock factor. That's what WWE was trying to go for with it. I mean, they were trying to go for a shock factor for night one and then also night two. With Brock Lesnar's return, that was a shock factor, and then this was still a shock factor too, because it's they were still trying to go for it. Even though it was predictable to us, it was still they were trying to still make it a shock factor.
That's the one match you mentioned that you felt could have been that wasn't done differently. That's what you because I asked you what could have been done differently. That is the match you pointed to.
Just the ending as far as Seth's cash, and I felt it could have been on Monday Night Raw or something instead of that. Just as far as giving CM Punk that one moment and everything, and yeah.
I disagree with you. I feel that was, as a CM Punk fan, I feel that was the perfect. Sometimes predictable is the right move, because CM Punk, it's been 10 years since he's came back. He said he was here to make money and win championships. He wanted to win the world championship. That's always been something he's wanted to do. And the minute he got it, you could see the emotion in his. He was crying. For 5 minutes. He was crying, and it's ripped out. That's the ultimate heel move. That's a perfect thing to do.
It was, yeah. It was.
And my friend, he didn't think that Seth Rollins, like I've for one, like all the conflicting reports about Seth Rollins' injury, I knew first like that he wasn't hurt, but some people didn't think, they thought he was genuinely hurt, and when that happens, they were probably even more shocked than we are. So they succeeded in what they like WWE did. A lot of people felt like Seth Rollins was hurt, so that like that was a good move to do, and it's like just destroying CM Punk's moment, which is what Seth Rollins has been like trying to do for about a year or so. But I think now CM Punk is more sympathetic. People are like wanting him to get his revenge back, and when that happens, it's gonna be even bigger, I imagine. But I agree with you. Brock Lesnar's return. That is the like most shocked I've been since probably CM Punk returned. Honestly, I don't like know the last thing that has made me more surprised, because like you said, he was the last person I thought like that would have showed up.
Yeah.
But I do think some things were bad. Not bad necessarily, but I think some things could have been improved. I think the Tiffany Stratton Jade Cargill match, it was good, but like it was so short. It was
a very short match, and then especially with Jade Cargill, she, what she went through as far as battling as Queen of the Ring and everything too, and just to have that type of match too was kind of like
if she's gonna lose, they could have just had someone else like win the Queen of the Ring.
Yeah, exactly. Or again, maybe for them it's like, okay, we're giving you your championship match, and we're not no promises being made and everything. So I guess it's like, how many years has she been with the company now? Like, has it been like 2? So yeah, it's not been that long, but it's still
and like most of it she was in a tag team with,
most of it. Exactly. So this is her really first, I guess, singles and it's like maybe she has to still pay her dues and all that, but even then it's still like, then I wish it was like, she still had a better match. Like, if she was gonna lose, okay, but they could have still had more of a match with each other. Like, compared to like what we got with Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, and then Naomi and everything.
That was a great match.
Exactly.
I think it was still like not on the level of the Evolution one-on-one match in the WrestleMania triple threat with Bianca, but still excellent match. But I think John Cena and Cody Rhodes, that match isn't even being talked about enough because of what happened after. That was a great match. I thought so. I think. Do you disagree?
No, I don't
think I was feeling like I think people are going too far. People are saying like match of the year and stuff, but I
don't think it was match, but it was it was definitely a great match and everything. And I think for me, my biggest thing was just that they were both really technically faces in this, and I would have loved to have seen more of a heel John Cena in this. But again, it was still a great match nonetheless. But it was still a great match.
Yeah, I think with his retirement tour winding down, people are their WWE wants to maximize just getting his last babyface run. So that's probably why they turned him. But yeah, I feel like that wasn't done well because they it just was a random SmackDown, and then all of a sudden he was just a face again.
Yeah.
So, but I mean that's where he operates better. So, I'd say.
Yeah, and it's probably for him, he doesn't mind. I feel like he's just, I'm gonna do what I gotta do, whatever you want me to do. So if y'all want me to be heel, okay. If y'all want me to be face now, okay. I feel like for him, he's just okay, I'm gonna do what I gotta do at the end of the day for this last I mean, that's it. I mean, he became 17-time champion now, so it's what's left for him to really do
it's
now.
Last hits. That's why they're bringing back Brock, some of his ghosts from his past. And, Logan Paul is his next match, 1-on-1. They're fighting each other, so I don't know who else, but hopefully it ends up being well. But yeah, SummerSlam I think was a success, and I hope they finish the year. All right, guys. I don't know about Zeke, but I'm very excited for this next topic. I feel like we might have some riveting conversation about this in the future also, but give a bit of a teaser right now. But we're gonna discuss our 5 favorite TV characters of all time. So all the shows we've ever watched, our five favorite, and it's our personal opinion, but I imagine, we're gonna see that we might be a little bit different in what we have. Do you want to go first or me?
Oh, yeah, I can go first. Happily go first.
Okay.
Really, as I was thinking about my TV show characters, I was thinking it from a linear perspective and how it like really shaped what I got into in terms of what I'm into now as far as with entertainment goes and all that. So, for number one, for my TV show character, it's Bugs Bunny. Bugs Bunny is okay, I don't need to look at your face for that or anything like that, but Bugs Bunny is number one for me because he really got me into cartoons and everything. Like, he got me, like, when I watched Looney Tunes growing up and I saw Bugs Bunny on the screen for me, I was like, oh yeah, let's go, let's watch this and everything, let's watch it. And then it got me into Tom and Jerry, got me into like all kinds of other cartoons like on Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, stuff like that. So I feel like when you think about TV show characters, you gotta, and especially cartoons, you gotta have Bugs Bunny up there. Gotta have Bugs Bunny. For number two, I got Kevin Conroy's Batman from the Batman animated series and then also Justice League. Again, just a similar thing as well. Like, just watching that show was great for me and enjoyable for me. And then just his Batman was enjoyable to watch. And again, helped me get into a lot of superheroes as well. Got me into comics more. I mean, it was that show and then Spider-Man for me as well. Like Spider-Man, then Static Shock and all of that. But I got to give props to Kevin Conroy's Batman for sure. Like, that got me into that. So yeah, Kevin Conroy's Batman. Number three, I gotta go with Gregory House from House. Gregory House is amazing. Such a complex character, and he really got me into like, medical dramas and into like even
Medical drama. What medical dramas you watch?
The Good Doctor,
Grey's Anatomy.
Grey's Anatomy.
You do not watch Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah,
also.
I watched like some seasons here and
Okay,
there.
yeah.
And all that, but anyways, yeah, just him as a character is really interesting, and just the complexities of him as well too, and all throughout just always kept me intrigued with the show and everything. So yeah, Gregory House is at number three. Number four, I gotta go with Rick Grimes from The Walking Dead. Yeah, like you don't know anything about The Walking Dead.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just listening.
Yeah, exactly. You listening and judging, I can tell and everything. Anywho, Rick Grimes, like again, just following his journey and everything as far as him as a, waking up in a post-apocalyptic zombie world and everything, and just, again, I don't want to spoil the show for y'all or anything like that, just because, y'all should definitely watch it. Rick Grimes was always entertaining, great leader, great man. Again, another complex character similar to Gregory House and everything. And so he's my number four. Before I say my fifth one, I feel like the honorable mention, like as much as I wanted to put him on here, it was like this one dude, I can't do it. As much as I wanted to, I couldn't. It's Franklin Saint from Snowfall. Man, he's such a crazy character too. I love him as a character and everything. And Ike's watching, he's almost done watching Snowfall and everything. And so, I'm excited for him to finish it up and all. But yeah, Franklin Saint, I wanted to put you in my top five, but I couldn't put you because at number five, I got Walter White from Breaking Bad. Walter White, through his transformation, his character development from seasons 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is almost unmatched and everything. And so he was such a great character to follow along with. And he really started so much too, as far as him being somebody that's like has cancer, like close to dying and everything. And you see a lot of TV shows nowadays are doing that, where it's like, oh, the main character is going to be dying soon and everything. So he ain't got a lot to live for, so let's see what happens, what goes around with that. And so, again, Walter White, amazing character. So, yeah, those are my five characters. Bugs Bunny, Batman, Gregory House, Rick Grimes, and Walter White.
Okay, that was interesting. You got some people who I won't fault. Like, yeah, I have seen a bit of House, so I mean I can see why you put that on there. I agree. Well, let me just go into mine.
Just go.
Because I'll start with the commonality. You probably can't predict the commonality that we have. I do have Walter White on my list. I think he is probably. I don't have a ranking on mine, but he's up there for sure. But, I mean, obviously he's in my top 5. So, you kind of discussed him, so I'll just like go on to the next one. My next one favorite is Oliver Queen from Arrow. See.
Oh, okay.
You can have Bugs Bunny, but I can't have Oliver Queen.
Bugs Bunny is iconic.
Oliver Queen is iconic.
On what Arrow? You talking about for CW? For CW?
Yes.
Okay.
Oliver Queen is someone who I felt was the best superhero adaptation.
Well, what?
Aside from Matt Murdock, okay? But I was able to relate better to Oliver Queen. I feel like Matt was more so just... I don't know.
Matt Murdock is more comic book accurate than Oliver Queen.
Exactly. But that's why I'm saying the human element of Oliver Queen was shown more, I felt. As the seasons... See, you stopped watching. As the seasons progressed, you started to see him become a father. Whenever he was he was a billionaire playboy. The son of a billionaire. Mm-hmm. And he was just a weird guy that just didn't like relate to other people, was a loner. And then you started to see him progress into a leader that was able to, train other heroes to take his place. Okay. And then he became a father and a husband. Like, I don't know. I don't know why you don't like character development. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but okay, yeah.
Yeah, okay. See, you're stuck in the seasons 1 through 4 Oliver Queen when you didn't see.
I saw a little bit of the season.
The end.
Season 5 was and then we don't have to get into this whole discussion. Why I stopped.
Yeah, but... thank you. Number 3, I have Ruth Langmore from Ozark. I think Ruth is probably one of the funniest characters that I remember watching. Her witty remarks and just how, because in the show the actor is playing someone that is a younger person, and I felt like she played it perfectly, where she was able to have the wittiness but also the cleverness that went along with being in the show like Ozark, which was a crime drama, and I think just watching what she went through and how she was still able to stay like so intact through it, even though she not to spoil anything, but she went through a lot. So if you watch that show, you'll see. But I think she still was like the best element of that show, which I think is saying a lot. Number 4, I have Tyrion Lannister from Game of Thrones. Similar type of person like Ruth, where that wittiness and clever personality I think I liked a lot, and I think I think the peak of Tyrion Lannister is up there with Walter White. Because people talk about Game of Thrones, and they'll say like the best season is season 4. That's when they put the spotlight on Tyrion. He was the central element of that show, of that whole season, and that's when we got the best episodes. And I feel like Peter Dinklage did a great job, taking Tyrion and bringing him to life in Game of Thrones. That was 4. All right, my last one. You got a prediction for my last one?
What's her name from How to Get Away with Murder?
Annalise Keating from How to Get Away with Murder is my number 5.
I feel bad. I said what?
Yeah.
I don't want to be fair.
Because he didn't watch the show.
I watched
He
one
likes
episode.
watching one or two episodes of a whole show.
You don't gotta put my business.
Yeah. You were about to say it. But I have Annalise Keating because this is a rare person who I feel like you can say very morally gray in terms of what they do. But as you watch her life transpire over the course of the 6 seasons, you'll see like some of the things she struggles with, her identity being a black woman trying to be a criminal defense lawyer. I don't want to spoil, but like a lot of things that she just struggles with issues in her personal life. And so by the end, even though she's still doing things that you feel like you might disagree with, you still develop that sympathy for her and you want her to win in certain respects.
Oh, that's deep, man. That sounds like a great show. Like, she sounds like a great character, low-key.
Yeah, low-key, yeah.
She does sound like... I wish I could...
You wish you could?
I would love to, like, see... How could I, like, get to know her more?
Watch the show. Perhaps that's the way through. Watch the show and know what's going on. But your honorable mention, Franklin Saint, up until, like, season 3 and 4 of watching the show, I really wasn't getting what everybody was saying, because I knew there was hype, but I'm not going to spoil anything, but I can see it now.
Right, with season 4 or 5 and everything. Yeah.
He's doing a lot.
He is a lot.
But, yeah, those are our my top 5, and we only had one commonality, but I think it's true.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I'll admit I was thinking about Game of Thrones. Like, I think the top characters for me was definitely Tyrion Lannister, Jon Snow, and Daenerys Targaryen. Those were the 3 that were really, like, the top characters for me. But, again, I also think about how season 8 ended and everything. And so, for me, like, that's why I elected not to have, because of that season and everything. Like, because I feel like they did a disservice to Daenerys, they did a disservice to Jon Snow, and, again, they didn't butcher Tyrion that much, but it was still like...
he wasn't where he was.
Exactly. So for me, I put the whole show, if that's my thing too. So as much as I wanted to put a Game of Thrones character in my top 5, I was still like, I can't because of how y'all ended their character. Like, as far as, like, as much as I wanted to put in there, it's like her character shift didn't make sense. It needed more time to develop, and same with Jon Snow not being as, just not being his character and everything, and then also with Tyrion Lannister as far as his struggle to, maneuver, finesse certain things. Like,
yeah, because he was like a key cog in the system.
Exactly.
Before.
And so for me, it wasn't true to Tyrion Lannister and everything. So that's why for me, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna put like that type of character in there and everything. And so, are you judging me with Bugs Bunny? Are you judging me with having Bugs Bunny on there?
I'm just, I think it's just an interesting inclusion because I didn't think we were like.
He's a cartoon.
I would have put Tom from Tom and Jerry.
You would have?
If we're doing like cartoons.
Well, compared to Bugs Bunny, like I would say Bugs Bunny's better than Tom.
In your eyes?
You think Tom is better than Bugs Bunny?
I watched Tom and Jerry more often. I
did watch Tom and Jerry too, but like Bugs Bunny's hilarious.
Why do you put SpongeBob?
Oh, I love SpongeBob too.
Exactly.
But I was, again, like where I was coming from was I was thinking of iconic character. I was thinking as far as Bugs Bunny started as something, and then eventually SpongeBob came along.
Whoa. Who was more iconic all time? SpongeBob or Bugs Bunny?
Bugs Bunny? Are you serious?
I'd say it's SpongeBob.
It's not It's Bugs. Everybody knows.
Everybody knows SpongeBob.
No, I Bugs Bunny. Again, like he's literally was on the cover of Warner Brothers. He's on Warner Brothers, and he did a movie with Michael Jordan.
Okay.
And LeBron James.
SpongeBob has a movie named after him.
He's on like covers.
Is SpongeBob still going on? Like it's been for like 30 years.
Okay, Bugs Bunny's still around too.
Yeah, still around. Yeah. I'm not. You were making it sound like it's a wipeout. I just say it narrowly. I'd say it's a little bit slight edge to SpongeBob because I feel like
slight edge to SpongeBob,
especially now, the current day, like kids now, who do you think they associate more with, like, in their heads? Bugs Bunny or SpongeBob?
We will never know.
Okay,
We will never know.
That's a win for me because
No,
clearly
it's not
now he
no win
doesn't
for
know.
No, it's not a win for you. It's just we don't know what people.
We don't know. Yeah, now we don't know.
Isn't it Bugs? I'm pretty sure Bugs Bunny's in Fortnite or something too.
Fortnite.
He might be in Fortnite or something. I won't play Fortnite anymore, but yeah, like
Fortnite's now that's the defining.
You don't. There's no reason for you to be disrespecting Bugs.
I'm not I'm just saying SpongeBob. I brought up somebody who's also iconic.
He is iconic. Yeah, don't get me wrong, but
So you're saying Bugs Bunny is the most iconic cartoon character of all time? Then is that what you believe?
he's in the
Short list.
I would say so. Yeah.
I agree. I just would put SpongeBob up there. So that's that though. Guys, we're gonna end today with a discussion on the fruits of the spirit, continuing on in that series which we're devoting our time to right now, and we're gonna move on to self-control. And I feel like this is a very important fruit of the spirit. I think they all are very important, but this is something that I think us humans just can all struggle with. I think all of us at times have struggled with being self-indulgent and wanting things that might not be good for us, or just doing things because we have access to them. And I feel like that's where we need to have the Holy Spirit working within us, to allow that fruit specifically of self-control to work its way in us, to allow us to have the self-control to abstain from things which we don't need. And there's a verse that I feel is very pertinent to this conversation, which is Titus chapter 2 verse 11 and 12, and that is, it reads as, "For the grace of God hath appeared to all men, teaching us that denying ungodliness and worldly lusts, we should live soberly, righteously, and godly in this present life." And I think that is very important, because it is saying that the grace of God, it can work within us when we accept Jesus Christ into our heart, and we are supposed to live lives that are sober, righteous, and godly. And sober-minded meaning we're focused. We're not being, swifted away here and there, left and right, to the things that aren't of this world. We are staying focused and trying to live lives that are diligent, and we're not being lazy people who are just not focused. And then of course we want to live righteous lives where we're doing the right things and the things that God has commanded us to do, which is loving people the way we want to be loved, and and then lastly, we want to live a godly life. None of us are gods, but we want to be aspiring to each and every day trying to perfect ourselves in areas where we are weak, and then strengthening those that we might be strong in. But I believe that self-control is something that I have struggled with, and then on a light note, I can give you an example. I feel like at times I play video games in certain seasons more than I need to. I feel like it's a tool that I think is good for me to unwind and have some stress relief and engage with my friends and have fun, but it can't get to the point where I'm using it as a crutch, and it could possibly border on an addiction. But I had to have that time away from video games where I was able to use that time to draw closer to God, and use that time I might have been using to develop a better relationship or do things that actually are good for me in a different way. So again, I feel like self-control is something that it requires, like, you can't do things alone. Um, you need to have the Holy Spirit working in you to um, abstain from things you might be convicted of that you know that you shouldn't be doing. So that's why it requires having that good relationship with God to help you to get through certain situations where you might be feeling like you can't do it all on your own. Because in reality, none of us can do it on our own. So
That's right.
you can go.
Oh, okay.
I'm done.
You're done.
When I stop talking, that means you can go.
It might have been like a dramatic
pause.
You really
I had like
go
a 15-second pause. I was just like trying to soak it in.
Exactly.
So I dropped the mic.
Dropping the mic. Exactly. I liked what you said about self-control and then the scripture used. And for me, one of the scriptures I do have for us is Proverbs 25 and 28. And it reads that like a city whose walls are broken through is a person who lacks self-control. What?
I'm sorry, I was gonna use that because I saw it on like the Bible app like 2 days ago. But you can.
Yeah,
but you took it.
Yeah, I did. I really did. But now this proverb again, when you think about a city without any walls, that means there's a lack of defense, right? There's a lack of, you're vulnerable. The city's vulnerable to attacks and troubles and everything, and even like dangers, seen and unseen as well too. And so, if you're someone that lacks self-control, then you're welcoming a lot of temptations into your life. You're welcoming a lot of attacks against your spirit and everything too. So, for me, when I think of the 7 deadly sins too as well, like particularly with greed, I think about sloth, I think about lust, I think about
wrath
even, and I'm not trying to name all of them because it's not it's not all of them but again, for instance, if you're like wanting to attack somebody because and you lack the self-control to do that, again, you can cause so many problems for yourselves, if you attack someone because then you go to jail because you didn't have any self-control for yourself, or if you're constantly lusting after women or lusting after women you see online and everything, you're lacking self-control in that, and that can be bad for your mind, your conscience as well. And then when I think about sloth, if you're someone that wants to be successful in life, or even you have certain visions for yourself, but because you're choosing to take naps, sit on the couch, or not necessarily do any planning and everything, that's ruining your success and everything too. And so, similar to what I said last time with patience being a discipline, self-control is a discipline too as well. It's a discipline, and it's also, again, self-control is linked to success. It's linked to long-term goals that you have for yourself. Again, if you're trying to start something new, start something fresh, start a new business, start performing well at your job and everything too, you have to have that self-control. Okay, I'm not going to be on the game all the time, or okay, I'm not going to be, or even self-control with working out as well too, trying to be the best version of yourself and everything. It's okay, I gotta make sure I'm not eating this anymore now. I gotta make sure I'm not missing these days as far as working out just because I want to be lazy and all that. And I'll admit I've struggled with that too lately, just a little bit as far as I
have too. It's not just you.
Again, it's just because for me it's I just want to miss this day. Do I have to go work out today? Do I have to go for this run today and all that? And again, and then even with me having a sweet tooth as well, and again, that's not good for my health. And I know my doctor's well, you can't be eating as many sweets as you want to, but it's so good though. It's so delicious and everything. And so that's hurting me in the long run because I'm lacking self-control. That's hurting my way of life. That's hurting my health. That's hurting my, ability to live long too as well. But because I'm lacking that self-control, that's problematic. That's problematic. And so when we think about why it's part of the fruits of the spirit, that's for you to be successful. That's for you to be, achieving the goals you want for yourself and everything. Like, you need self-control as much as you need patience and everything to like reach certain goals. You need that self-control to keep you focused and everything, to keep you disciplined, to keep you on track. Because if you don't have that, then yeah, if you don't have self-control, like, you can have patience, you can have all these other fruits of the spirits, but it's like, again, you're missing that one element that could lead you to the promised land, that could lead you to a better relationship with God, that could lead you to, better stuff in life and all that. And so, gotta understand the importance of self-control, gotta understand because it's a defense too. Like I said, like with what Proverbs was saying, it's a defense against all the temptations and dangers seen and unseen. And so, yeah, I encourage you all to just, again, practice self-control. Practice, that, because it's a discipline that is necessary for you to succeed.
Yeah, I like that. We all have to, I'd say, build our own walls. We don't want to be like a city without walls, because we will be victims to attacks. So.
Exactly. Like, and you want to be able to thrive. Like, again, with the walls there, with the defense there, you can thrive in your city. Like, we can have more in our city. We don't have to worry about like attacks because our defense is so good and everything. And so we can nurture the relationships we have in our city. We can focus on our relationship with God, and we can have a better, focus in general, better focus and everything, instead of being worried like, oh man, I gotta worry about this in my way. I gotta worry about this. I gotta worry about this other thing. I gotta worry about if I see this, or if I hear from this person, or all that stuff and all. Like, just think about just having those walls up and everything. You can build a better city. You can build that great city.
Yeah, and then we just want to emphasize like the defense in this case, because the Bible is full of, especially in Proverbs, is full of these like metaphors,
similes, metaphors, figurative language.
Yeah, figurative language. Yeah, you're the writer. Yeah, just saying. Figurative language, but the defense in this case is the Word of God. Understanding, like, having it ingrained in you, where you get these temptations from the devil trying to speak to you. You can speak back and say, no, like, this is what's true about me. This is what God has spoken to me. I know what is really true and who I am and who I belong to. So then you're not susceptible to, you're not as easily manipulated by the wiles of the devil, Yes. But yeah, that was great. I'm glad we used different verses.
Exactly, not taking other people's verses and all that.
Yeah. But we're going to continue on in this series on the fruits of the Spirit next week with love.
Ooh, love, amor. That's Spanish.
I know what
love
is in Spanish. Yeah. But we're very excited.
Sorry, I wanted to sing that. La 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 la. Love.
Yeah, get it out. They probably want to hear you sing.
Nah, I can't. They not ready for it. They're not ready.
Not ready for it. Are you not ready for it?
They ain't ready for the love.
I don't think you're ready for love.
Oh, I'm not ready. Wow, did you? Man.
I'm sorry,
man.
You served it up on a platter.